Hopefully we are live. Hopefully everything's working fine. I can see sound bars moving. I can see myself on the screen there. Hopefully things are going. There's a green live. Right, let's get settled in. Thank you for coming along. I am Andy Gray and this is Tuesday Night Edits, where I basically make images for an hour, or a image for an hour, because of how intricate my editing is. And if you haven't been here before, welcome to you. I make intentional camera movement images and do a hell of a lot of post-processing on them and stutter a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing tonight. Is we're gonna edit an image. I was out what day was it? Sunday. Went for a walk up on the moors to an abandoned / ruined farm or farmhouse. Way up on the moors. It's a well-known spot for the locals. It's a place called Blawearie. There's not a lot of it left, but there's enough to get an impression of. So hadn't been for a few years, and decided I hadn't shot it using intentional camera movement before. I've shot it in infrared before and normally, kind of black and white stuff, but I haven't shot it using ICM, so I had to give it a go. It was a nice day, but unfortunately I missed the light, so I had to work in not the best of conditions, lighting conditions. So it was a bit of a struggle, but we got some data. Hopefully that'll work fine, you know, and there'll be enough to work on. Hopefully all this is working. If somebody in the chat room could let me know that I'm coming through fine. Usually pretty quick enough to tell us if I'm not. And also I've been making a few changes. Hopefully you can see a new bar along the bottom with all the social medias. I've even listed my Facebook page on there, because I probably should use that a bit more than what I do, because I barely use it at all. All good, Peter, thank you very much. Thank you. So yeah, so there was the new bar along the bottom, but also for scene switching I did a new thing, or rather I downloaded a new thing, amended it, and hopefully this will work. Transitions! Look, we'll go back again. Transitions between screens. Thanks, Tina. I will remove that. Yes, as if you're a regular viewer, last week I did say I'd redecorated in here, and so I've got some new work up on well, bloody hell, I'll get the angles right. I was going to say new work on the walls, and it's not new, they're not new by any stretch of the imagination, but they are up on the walls because otherwise they were just lying around in frames, not being used, so they might as well be on the walls decorating my office. And not all of them are mine. These three are, and the two there, they're mine. But out of camera, I do have other people's work on my wall. I'm not that vain that I only put my own stuff up. So I do have a Colin Bell on the wall over there and a Chris Friel on the wall over there, both of which are lovely, and admire them both. Colin, Colin's obviously a very traditional photographer, making loads of woodland and trees and stuff. Very good at it. And obviously Chris Friel is a bit of a hero, so he does all the abstract, weird and wonderful, multiple exposures and all that jazz. So that's the current state of play with that. Hopefully we are fine. So before we start, anybody got any news to share? Because I haven't done a thing since last week. Yesterday I felt like I had a productive day yesterday. Like I'd done as more yesterday than what I had probably in about 3 weeks, and I still managed not even to open up Premiere Pro, and that was my #1 job of the day. So there you go. Miles behind. I've got a video. I've got a couple of videos shot, so I just need to edit them. So they will be coming up in the future at some stage. One of them will be on today's subject, Blawearie ruins, and well, tonight's a good excuse to make at least one new image to actually show you at the end of that video. So hopefully we'll get something worth showing. I did post, actually the one in the thumbnail of today's video is from there, which I made last night, and just to enter it into the the weekly Monday Twitter hashtags here in the UK, Wax Mondays and FS Print Monday and all that kind of stuff. Yes, print swaps. Have I done a print swap? I think there's a few in the works, as in I've sent them mine, or I've given them mine. I haven't decided on what I want back yet, so I've got that far, Tina. Well, I've definitely got one on the go of that. I can't remember if I've got any others, but yeah, do like a print swap, because generally you can get them cheaper by swapping one of your prints than having to spend £1,000 on somebody's super duper print. So no worries, Peter. I did see your example, very good. I did reply to you, I think, by email. Can't remember if I did. I'm sure I did. Yeah, David, my Colin Bell's the one from these book healing, or whatever it's called. Yeah, so it's all framed up on the wall. Lovely. Right, I am whittering on as ever. You didn't come here to watch me witter on, I'm sure. You came to watch me edit some pictures, I think. So, I will just swap. Oh, that transition. Still enjoying them. Right, and right. So the one the image I made yesterday was this one, and obviously you can see the outline of a couple of ruined gable ends here. There's a bit of a side byre, or like a cattle byre or something like that, that's built into the side of the farmhouse, and the farmhouse starts out here and here, and kind of there's just a ton of rubble laying on the ground here. I haven't actually got a sharp shot to show you what it actually looks like, but there's loads of shots online if you want to search Blawearie. I think it's spelled Blawearie. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, it took a bit of work to get to this stage, so I think tonight's going to be an intense need to get quite a bit of work into it to get something pleasant, because this was quite hard. It was lots of selections to be made and doubling, doing things twice to actually get this nice light feel, because there was no light by the time I made it. So there's a Sammy. That's as sharp a shot as you'll get out of me. Although I did download one from Flickr. Let me see. I did it from a different angle. That is, if I can see what I'm doing. That is what's left of the farm. So you've got a cattle byre in here, a bit of a bigger one here, and then the actual house would be starting here and then going out of shot. And this is an old infrared. I'm seeing an old infrared shot. An infrared shot from about 2013. So a bit of a farmyard there, and then there's like a ruined wall enclosure at the back. Quite a romantic kind of situation, but it would have been bloody harsh weather-wise up there, because you're well away from everywhere. Right, anyways, that's enough blah. And I did pick out a few candidates, so I'll just remind myself of what I did pick out. Some of these went okay and some didn't. I am quite liking this very abstract, just shapes, light shapes kind of stuff. Maybe I'll use that combined with maybe one sharper kind of feel, just really to see if I could get something really abstract from it. There I am talking with my hands again. Somebody was having a laugh at us the other day, saying, all you do is this the entire time. I get nervous. I've got to use my hands. Right, right. So this one I am definitely going to use as part of it, and there is another fairly loose. This one I think is quite loose. You know, there's no detail in there, so it's very soft. Maybe something like this as well. That one's just nothing really. And maybe just combine it with. I did start using different zooms by now, so I went through it. Just looking for something quite abstract, really. It wasn't the easiest data capture kind of day. So yeah, go back to the start of there, and we'll just pick some, go through and pick them out, so I just remember that one. Doing a little bit of sharpness, that one, just to combine it and see how they. I'm not that concerned about retaining the detail, retaining the shape of the actual ruins. It's more just hints and shapes of what I'm looking for. Right, I think I'll probably stick with those ones, because then I did zoom out from here on in. So I just pick out them 5. Oh, I have picked out 5. That's always good. As per usual, I will clean these up. Remember, if you've got any questions or comments to be made, chat room is open, and if you're watching later on catch up, you can leave a comment. And if you're watching live or on catch up, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and even click a few links in the description below. And visit my website and stuff like that. Right, that's a dust spot sorted. Detail, noise reduction, sharpening this. What's the point? Right, just look at me. Secret presets to start things off, just to see. I'm going to go with that one, I think, but I'm going to change the nope. I'm going to warm it up a touch. Not that much. Don't want everything turning to bloody red like usual. Actually, that's probably where it was. Bit of contrast, so it gets a few edges in there. Have the shadow, pull the shadows out about half of what that initial preset was, and I'm gonna highlight down just a touch. clarity. A bit of clarity, just because this. Well, I'm really working off this very abstract starting point on this frame. I'm gonna pull out a bit of clarity, just a hint, just enough, just to give things a little bit more structure. So I think we are probably about good. Don't need really anything more than that. And I'll just sync those settings across, and then hopefully we'll just check them over and make sure everything is fine. So this is one you maybe need to pull out the shadows a bit. Don't want to be too dark. Same with this one. Judge it by eye. That's a detailed one, and that one could well be getting deleted as soon as we're into Photoshop. So we'll go into Photoshop and combine these as layers. Right then. Oh no, we're still loading. It's taking a while. Slow today. Oh, by the way, I finished my second roll of film, my black and white film, which is now away to the developers. So expect another video in some point in the future, while I look at my second roll of film, because I can't even remember what I've shot with it, apart from the last couple of times I've had it out. So that could be entertaining again. So we'll do that at a future date. Well, I'll record it when I get them back. Maybe I might have them back Friday or Saturday. I'll record it and release it at a later date. Exactly, Peter. What's all that about? Who shoots film, eh? I did. I got a film camera a while back, which you will know about if you follow my, well, if you've watched me videos about it. So I'm shooting Ilford HP5 ISO 400 film, and it was just to test out the camera that I'd been given, and it's a bit different having to use film. I'm not using film for ICM, obviously. Far too expensive to take 36 shots and get them developed. So, right, anyways, back to it. I'm just going to select all these. Come on, computer, catch up. The live stream is crapping out because it loaded all those pictures. And we'll just go through the blend modes. Just off the top of my head, see what is on offer. Maybe a bit loose, to be honest. Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, none of them are appealing at the minute. Which one was I going to get shot of first? Was it that one? No. That's the one I was going to get shot of first. I thought so. I am going to get rid of those two darker ones there. That one I'm going to make. No. multiply, I think. Bring that up to that layer. I think it might just be these two layers. Reduce the opacity. The sad thing is, I really like this as a texture, but when you start using it with other blend modes, it's losing its effect on the image. So I'm thinking, the soft light, drop it down to the bottom of them three. I thought it would have more effect than that. But then, hold on, I'm not using my head as per usual. No, I'm not thinking straight. I need to forget about that one. Soften that, drop the opacity on that one, move that over there because that's kind of where it should be. Actually no, I think that's a different zoom level. Right, okay, edit, free transform, zoom out a bit. So maybe about that, drop that across. Now that kind of, it fits the scene better. You can see that tree trunk lines up with that, top of the trees line up, line up with that shape now, so we are at the right kind of size. Interesting shape in here. Whoops. Interesting shape there, like the gable, you know, the gable end of the shed or whatever it is. Nice shape down here, bit of detail there. I wonder if I put that on the top. I don't want to go multiply because I do like that, just partially affecting things. Let's go through the modes again just to see what things are doing. Sometimes when you use blend modes, the order affects things, and sometimes it has no bearing on it. There we go. That's a bit more interesting there. Soft light. I'm just going to duplicate that layer so it just kind of renders it a bit heavier. Am I dropping frames here? Still with me, everybody? I've got a red warning light. That one. I'm just going to move her a bit across. You know, want that sharper edge in here. Right, I am gonna see if I can introduce any of these back in. I'm gonna go, not lighten, soft light. Does that add in a little bit or not? Does that add anything to the image? Maybe it's in this area, or maybe it's mask out everything else. So let's do a make a mask, an inverted mask there, and let's just paint this central area back in. A little bit more in the tree there. Okay, and it doesn't affect the rest of the image. It's only this area here it's affected. Okay, I think I'm going to drop this one on the top. I think this one's maybe just a bit too heavy. Whoops. Experimentation. Right, this one, I am thinking soft light again, but we're then flip that over, and then it's actually putting a bit of detail into this side, and it's also lightening up this corner so it doesn't become too muddy and too dark, and then it'll be a nightmare to print if I ever went that far. Let's try over there just to see. That's going to lighten that side too much. Multiply is maybe a good option, but it needs to be. Let's scroll out again. Free transform. Let's make that bigger. I keep forgetting this latest version of Photoshop, you don't need to hold down Control to keep things in ratio. I keep forgetting that, and because I keep automatically hit Control, that's the one that makes, when you drag these bars, it makes it actually out of ratio, so it doesn't retain the ratio. Most annoying. I don't know if it's called, I don't know if it's magic, Mintina. Hint there. I'm going to confirm that transformation. I'm going to duplicate that layer again to get a bit more darkness in here. I'm going to pull that down, and I'm only going to let it affect one part of the image, like that right hand side of the image, because you can see there's an alteration of colour between a nice rich reddy brown to kind of a washed out mauve purpley type of thing. Is mauve the right colour for purple? I lost the truth. Well, I've done it the wrong way around. That's the one. Aye. I want that one to be normal. There. Now I want it to be multiply. Wrong one. Something like that. Zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. Right, I'm gonna now add in some colour. I'll add in the orange because I want to make this a bit more like a kind of more of a richer orangey red to match this side. So I want to drop in. Oh, come on. There we go, something like that. Drop in that. Hue should. I thought Hue would do it better than that. I think we might need to go full red here. something like that. It's not gonna do it how I want. Sometimes these colours can be tricky. We're gonna go work with yellow. I'm gonna turn it green at that end. Aye, right, okay, and mask that off. Basically keep, I want to transfer that mask to there, so you hold down Alt, drag it over the top, and it copies the mask. There you go. So that now only affects this bottom corner very, very lightly. You can barely make out any adjustment, but I did do it. 35, right. Curves adjustments just to get things going a bit. There. Just playing around with the curves just until I'm happy-ish. Not really happy, but you know. I thought that went better than that. Like pulling that down brings more pixels into the light areas, but by doing that it removes kind of some of the tree detail. Annoying. Right, okay. Just have to leave that there. Levels all there. That's the wrong thing. That's hue and saturation. Levels I wanted. Just to try a little bit more structure in here. No, I want to keep it fairly dull. I don't want to be starting to blow this out. And I'm going to mask that off. There we go. Oh, actually, it's that way I want to go, isn't it? Is it? Oh, I'm losing the bloody plot. Something like that. Yes, retaining the dark ahead. That's fine. I've got it the right way around eventually. Right, I think we are nearly ready to... I'm just thinking about... Was it that there? No. It wasn't that one. That one's fine, yeah, that one. No, that was a painted in one. Find out which bloody layer it is now. This bottom one. No? Which was the layer that gives us that detail there? That one. Actually, taking that away doesn't do anything. It'll just have to stay. Sorry, way down a tangent there. Oh, and by the way, when I'm doing this at home, not in front of the camera, I am at home. When I'm doing this not on a live stream, I don't talk to myself this much. This much. Right, are we ready? Yeah, I think we're ready for the next stage. Into Analog Effects Pro we go. Everybody enjoying this, by the way? The brain farts of a deluded man. That's what you get in these streams. Loaded. I never adjusted my Premier League team. God damn it. I was going to do that before I started. Oh well, not to worry. I'm way out of the running anyway. I'm just trying to retain my 8th position. out of 10 or whatever it is. Not a good season. Right, down the presets just to see if there's anything. There's a couple that the small little preview look quite nice. Could work well. That's one of the one of the tricks is that this, especially using Analog Effects Pro and my techniques and presets and stuff like that, is that if your main subject is in the center or above the center of the layer, that it'll when it turns upside down, it will pick, there's pixels to interact with each other. Whereas if your horizon was down here and you turned it upside down, well, your second layer, its horizon would be up here, so each light area would just wipe itself out and you would end up with a very, very bright starting point. So you'd have to do a lot of moving around to get them in a position where they start interacting with each other. What's that smiley face for, Peter? Killing yourself laughing at me. Right, let's start playing with something. I did also make a couple of new presets as well, which may or may not feature in collection 2, but I don't think any of them will work. That one might, but on a different time. Oh, itchy nose. Excuse me. I would give it a good hoping, but I'm on screen. Let's just suck it up and let's see what some of these are like on the bigger screen. Okay. Keep on scrolling, Andy. Nope. Very washed out one. So these two kind of drew me eye when I first looked down the list. Bloody microphone about to hit us in the head. Excuse me. Motion blur. Who uses motion blur anymore? Contrast would have to come right down. Detail extraction needs to be up. Problem with this one is it's very dark in here and it would be a nightmare to print. Lens vignette. I think a lot of that's to do with the lens vignette. Pull that down, it's very dark, very saturated. Can't really pull that top end of the lights down to dull the sky. This is not looking good. I don't think anyway. Let's try a different one. Although they are very bright in here in the preview. That one could work. To me, that's almost a sunrise. There's a bright sunrise here. I've got that very dark area there. That's the problem. No matter how far you come across, it's still a problem. Ooh, it's nice washed out. Very light. Light work with a brush there. I think something like that would be okay, but I'll have to work on the colour quite hard.
to, you know, really retain the richness, but also knock it down a lot. It was that way, wasn't it? Wasn't it? That's quite very red. But there's just enough kind of tree detail there. And also this V shape. Whoops, I'm doing it on the bloody, showing you with my hands, that's no good. This V shape here, almost like the path that actually leads to it. Leads to the old farm. So that could do, if I could, and but also I'm thinking with this one, I am thinking square crop already at this stage would be hiving it off by about there. It's a kind of trunk of where this tree is there, around about there. Hiving that off, and then the ruin is kind of on the, although it's on the centre line of the composition. Nobody really likes the centre line, but at least the gable end and this part of the ruin is on your right hand third if you divide it up. That kind of thing. So that could work. And then it just kind of depends on, do I look at adding in another light source or adjust this more to bring in a bit more detail? Not detail. I think it definitely needs to be over there. I like this. To be honest, I think this initial set of data which I just created to get to then through into here and use, it's potentially got a good few options. If only I could get away from using red all the time. Exposure, drop the it's going to be very muddy in there though. To get away from that. Ooh. Ooh. You know, changing the exposure balance sometimes can be very good. And you see we're quite low there, going right away quite high. I don't want to, I'm not sure what kind of feel it gives, but if I pull that all the way across there, if I was to chop that off, does that unbalance the image? You know, because I am thinking square crop here. You've got that edge there leading up to the edge, you know, almost like the ruined gable end of the house. You've got gable end of the shed there, gable end of the next shed there, and then the flatter gable end of the house, and then the house just ruins away into nothingness. So that's a possible. Let it work like that. Could be okay. Lens vignette, I did drop that all the way down there. Well, that can come in heavier. Maybe there. I'm not losing too much of this path, am I? Hopefully not. Oh, I need to get away from reds at some stage. My most sold image is very blue and green, so that's maybe one good reason to get away from red. Does everyone, you know, to have it on your wall? Would people have a red? Would that not just dominate the room too much? Anyways, I am rambling as per usual. Faded, that's gonna get round right up. strength. Actually, that can go fairly high. Basic adjustments already done, haven't we? Yes. No. That was on the last preview, wasn't it? Knock down the saturation. Whoa, let's not go back that far. Reduce the contrast. How we keep up computer. Don't want it going that far. -6. Want more edgy. Yeah, something like that. Film time already been into that, but yeah, we'll stick with that one. And the levels and curves, is that much to do? No, that needs to come down. That's fine down there. Gonna wash things out. This is fine. Blue. It's better. Right. Yeah, that'll do for that. And I think we'll have a bit tinker into Viveza and just play with the hues a little bit more. Right, aye. Will square crop work? Ratio 1:1. Whoa, come here. So something like that. About there. That could work. Right, Viveza. Just use this to play with the hue selection. Just have a bit more tinker. It's all about the tinkering. This is why I could never be a painter. Painters have got to adjust your colours to start with, haven't they? Right, that's a good way of getting rid of all that red. Just got to open that up. So change that hue to about there, so it's it's much softer. This will print it much easier. Bit of contrast. No, because that's going to blow that area up. Structure. A bit more. I think I might do some localized structure adjustments just for this tree and kind of along this line here. I'm just going to zero that out again. Shadow adjustment. Fine. Don't need a faff with that. That's fine there. Red, green, blue. All back on the blue. Didn't want to go on too yellow. Blue, it's probably about its money in the middle there. Something like that. It gives that aged kind of feel to it. Right. A bit of a localized structure into there. Just drop a point. Whack that up a little bit. Maybe he's not that far. So about there. Just going to copy that across to there. I'm actually going to make these smaller areas. This one smaller as well. Just so they are just affecting the tree. Right, so there's a bit of a change there. Hopefully you can see. Much more pleasant, I hope. I think. What is that? Thing is, you stare at the bloody screen that long, your eyes start your eyes adjust to something. No, that's fine now, because yeah, no, I still want a bit of warmth in the sky. What I think I might do, whether it's in Lightroom or a bit in Photoshop, is just darken this area here, this tree. I know it's going to be kind of off the edge of the frame, but if I do that now, it gives us options to maybe do a different crop than the 1x1, is what I was thinking of. So I'll just drop another, make that a big one. Drop the brightness. It's kind of affecting that, yeah. Contrast, probably boost that to give it a bit more shape. Reduce this, no. I don't want to increase the structure because that's going to make it very blotchy. So we're going to leave that alone. Yeah, just going to stay with that. But it's added a bit more. I've just noticed I've missed an edge there. It's given it a bit more definition up in here, which is good. Right, okay, let's go back. Confirm that back into Photoshop. 52 minutes. About right for getting this finished. Okay. One thing I have started to do is, because quite often I'll go through various edits or various different versions, like get to this point and then think, right, scrap all what I've done before and then do it again, back to the starting point. But what I have started doing is just putting them into groups, into folders. So just select layers that apply that, and then that ends. Those two layers are now in that folder. So I can just switch off that folder and go back to the starting data, and then I could just go straight into back in Analog Effects Pro, had another go with a preset, and so on and so forth. And it just means that each batch of edits can be better organised, which is a surprise for me because I'm not organised at all. But when you've got multiple layers, like different versions, and each one's got a Vesa adjustment or a curves adjustment on top of that, it can get out of hand pretty quickly. So then what I'll do, I'll get to a point, the most extreme version, save that as the full PSD, and then for each version, just flat make the version I want, make that the visible layer, flatten it, do a save as, name it something else, and then undo so it expands the layers again, and then just do each 4 or 5 different shots from the same PSD file, and then that means I'm not saving an 800 meg PSD file for each iteration. I'm saving one 800 meg PSD file and then like a 50 meg PSD file of just the finished layer. That's probably smaller than 50 meg, probably about 5. So that's something else you can do as a way forward. Bit of organisation. Right, so I was tempted to chuck that back into Analog Effects Pro, but I'm thinking we might just be doing it for a bloody laugh. But let's do it anyway. Just going to look down the presets, see if there's anything really striking that really comes to us. If not, we'll just go back in Lightroom and crop it to finish. Come on, computer, catch up. Right, presets, looking down there. Because they were very strong colours to start with, most of these are just blowing them out of the water even further. I'm not that bothered about having a look. No, I don't think any of them are going to work, so we can just go back. Save a little job. Go out. Right then, so that's what finished-ish kind of shot, and we'll just save that out. And this will go back to Photoshop. And so obviously, if you, I don't know if you've bought them yet or whatever, but you can see I use presets as starting points because we don't want to reinvent the wheel with every single image. So it is a bit of a time saver, and it's a bit of an inspiration on where I may take the image. So if you haven't got them already, please do check out my presets for Analog Effects Pro 2. They do only work with that version, and there's 27 presets in there which I use myself all the time, which are where a lot of my images come from. And if you're interested in those, they are currently for sale through my website or through the link you can see on screen, and it's also linked below in the description of the video. Right, come on computer, you're bloody slow tonight. I even restarted her before I started the stream as well to clear it all out. No, she's still slow. 72%, come on. Sorry about this, people. Well, now we all of a sudden jumps to finished. Right then, Lightroom. That's us. I finished that one. And it looks more vivid in Lightroom. Bloody hell. Alright, saturation. Let's just kill this back up. No, not there. Not that much. About there. I'm just going to boost the flatten the others. Just a touch. Sometimes you can get some good control with these, sometimes not. Yeah, that'll do, Shep. Right, okay. Cropping, so I'll just create a virtual copy. We'll get our 1x1 to I'm thinking about there. I just want the edge of that tree done something like that. Actually, I might need to pull that saturation and stuff back again. It all of a sudden went dull when I cropped there. Like a bit more vivid. Right, okay, so that's what we'll crop. Let's see if we can get like a more of a stretched panoramic style. See what we get. So we go doobie one. Something like so. Could be quite nice. I think, do I need to straighten that one way or the other? Could be about there. Then it's a bit more of a, with this line here and this line here, kind of more feels like it is actually leading to the farm, to the ruins. There you go. I'm going to just try it with my preferred 9x5 crop, panoramic crop. So 9x5, which is just a hint deeper. And that maybe emphasises this path lead in. So I don't know. comparisons between the two. 2B1, 9x5. 9x5, I think it just gives it a little bit more breathing space. A bit more of an edge here, which you lose. Just kind of abruptly ends there. But on the 9x5, it just lets it slope a little bit more out of the image. Yeah, could be okay. Oh, I think that'll do for tonight. That'll do. Right, where are we? Change bloody screen. Right, there we go. Sorted. Thank you very much for watching. Always appreciate you turning out and watching me and listening to me ramble on like a bloody idiot that I am. Hopefully there'll be more fresh images next week for Tuesday night edits, because I'm having a bit of a day out on Sunday. There is a it's a Facebook group, landscape photography, or for landscape photographers on YouTube UK are having a gathering on the Northumberland coast this weekend, so I'm going to go and meet up with some of those. So I think we're doing Dunstanburgh Castle, Blawearie Castle and Lindisfarne, so there'll be lots more pictures of those, all of which I've edited so many times on here, and I'm bored of going to them three places, but it's a stunning area, always good for views, and everybody wants to come here, so you know, what can you do? So there will probably be images of one of them three next week. Hopefully I'll shoot loads, and I'll have loads of content, well, loads of editing content for those for months to come. You never know. So yeah, so that's the plans for next week, unless something changes or I get out somewhere else back end of this week. But yeah, there will be a new video hopefully coming the back end of this week. I've got a free day tomorrow, so I may well get it edited, and then we'll so watch out for that one. If you haven't watched any of me most recent videos, you know, normal videos, not live streams, please do check out my website, the channel, and just get caught up on them and leave comments and stuff, because that's all good. And if you don't follow us on any of the below things, please do subscribe and follow and all that kind of stuff, and check out me things on Patreon. There, I'm going to do some work on that, but always good to get a few more patrons going around. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to stop rambling, and David, oh, you're back to work on Monday, David. Yeah, I think they're meeting. I think Dunstanburgh's sunrise. So if you're going to do Dunstanburgh, I may well see you there. I'm going to do sunrise, disappear for a bit, and then meet back up with them probably in the afternoon and evening. Is my plan. Right. Thank you for watching. I've done enough rambling. You've done enough watching. Thank you for your attention. Please do leave a thumbs up, and please do comment and all that kind of stuff. Thank you and good night.